class 505 breed champ, I need tag number 3308, exhibitor 158. Out of black OPVs, I need tag number 3276, exhibitor 135. Out of 507, I need tag number 3244, exhibitor 145. Out of class 508, I need tag number 3258, exhibitor 108. Out of class 510, I need tag number 3254, exhibitor 142. Out of class 511, I need tag number 3260, exhibitor 157. Out of class 516, I need tag 3321, exhibitor 124, and that's it. At this time, we would like to ask you to have all reserve breed champions ready. You keep them in the pen, but have them ready in case we need you. All reserve breed champions be ready in the pen.
Well, we talked about it at first, and I thank you very much for having me back. And it's always intriguing to me to watch when you get to be a repeat offender as a judge at a county show, to watch and see what the children do, because some of you do remember for various reasons, but you want to watch the critters. And I know the 28 years that I pretended to be a good county agent, I wanted to get better every year. It's too easy to go backwards. It's hard to get better. And as we were talking in the ring a minute ago, I would tell you folks that someone needs to be highly commended, whether it's an agent or ag teachers or advisors, parents, feeders, whoever it is, for putting this set of hogs together. Because as I remember the hogs last year, this set of hogs is drastically better. The bottom end hogs in every class were better than the year before. And so when you do that, you're improving livestock, you're improving your county show, but most of all what you're doing is improving families and kiddos to be better than they were the year before. And hopefully, someday when they get 54 candles on their birthday cake like I have, that they're better than we were as adults. I would tell you folks that this group of children, exhibitors, is as good as you will find. And I'm not just telling you that to blow smoke. This group of exhibitors is as good as you will find, period. I've seen a bunch of them. These are good ones. This is a really good set of hogs. This Berkshire hog, for that breed, the way he's made and put together, that's a competitive hog at a major show. This Chester White hog, if you watch a Chester show at many major shows, there's not many that's that sound that show up in the Chester breed. That Duroc Barra, probably for his breed, is as sound as anything. He's acting like a knothead today because he's red, and that's not your fault. But that red one has got a set of running gear under him, and that's hard to do. This little spotted hog, in terms of level design and just ultra comfortable when he's on this surface, really strikes me. I like him. We talked about this Hampshire hog in the class. In the 17 years I spent in the hog business, I can't help it. When I see one that's made kind of like that, I imagine that thing as a gilt. And I ask myself, what kind of sow would that one be? The Yorkshire hog, that's a tall-fronted, big-backed one that is just so good out here from his shoulder forward and the way he's made and designed along with that extra muscularity. Yeah, I'd like to tip his hip toward his nose just a little, but that's being very, very picky of a good Yorkshire hog. That crossbred came out of a drive that was 6 classes deep, and we like that one, and we still do because of that extra youthful look and that big top. He's a little maybe far out for some of you, maybe for me in terms of muscularity, and he wants to get a notch round, but he handles it good. But the forward 2/3 of that hog are really good. So watch your local newspaper because some of these hogs will get their pictures made at major show. It's been a pleasure. It's been a real pleasure to work with my good friend for years. He makes this hog show work. These young men that run the boards and pin the hogs off, they make this so much better. And a lot of times people forget to tell them thank you, but gentlemen, I appreciate you guys helping a lot. These people that work at the desk, some of them are my friends, and they're here for a reason. It's because they're good and they make this county show work. It's my pleasure to take this buckle, is that right? What am I doing? This buckle, Miss Banner? Name your champion hog. Thank you for having me back. Exhibitors, it's been an honor to watch you work today.
Okay, I need tag number 3250, exhibitor 146, reserve breed champion Ham, to the ring, please. For this year's stock show goes to tag number 3254, exhibitor 142, Dagen, Dunham. Congratulations, Dagen. Reserve breed champion goes to tag number 3260. Exhibitor 157, Kayla Preston. Good job, Kayla. We have Mr. Blaine Red as our showmanship judge. So I'm going to turn it over to him at this time and let him tell you what he's going to do or what he's done.
Alrighty, it's a pleasure to get the opportunity to come here and work with you young people. One thing I really care about a lot is showmanship, just because it's something that it really separates a kid that really worked with his animals all year long, besides just a bunch of kids that they really worked with their animal a lot too. But the kids that really just, you can tell, they probably spend more time with that hog or that calf or sheep or whatever they may be showing, more than they might have spent at their house. And if you're like me, then there was some nights that my mom would call me when I finally got into high school and was able to drive, and she would just tell me to come home because I'd spent too much time at the ag farm. And that'll happen to some kids, but it was a big hobby of mine, and I enjoyed showing. And it's a great honor to be here and work with you young people, like I said. But I'll get to the deal. For my junior showman, contestant number 108, please come up here. And then for my senior showman, contestant 142. Alrighty, well, I'm going to brag on these two for a minute. I just found out they're brother and sister, so this is going to be a little competitive, and I kind of feel bad for having to hand this buckle to one of them. But the young lady did an exceptional job, in my opinion, of just always having her hog in the right place at the right time, staying aggressive enough to have him just right there in dead center with his head up every chance he got, giving the judge the best look at that hog you could have possibly given him, and hiding whatever flaw you may have been able to try to hide. Likewise, your brother did a very well job at that too. You did an extremely good job, especially just always having him 15 feet away from the judge, staying there in eye contact the whole time. I can tell you your sister has a great role model for this, but I'm going to go ahead and shake the young person's hand who I picked for the overall.
Junior swine showman goes to 108, Keely Dunham. Your senior showman goes to 142, the other Dunham. The other Dagen Dunham. And the overall showman, Mr. Dagen Dunham. Congratulations, guys. You did an excellent job.
And your heifer and your steer show. My congratulations to the breeders, to the advisors, the people that put them together, most of all to the exhibitors and their families for doing a really admirable job of feeding these cattle, getting them ready. I would tell you that these two we have out here to select their grand from surely like to fix a couple of things about these cattle. Your exotic steer I'd like to fix him off his back legs. I find some fault with how that steer handles his hocks and eventually his hind leg, and I'd like to change him in that regard. But that's a good-looking little steer. He's got a big old back working in him. It's a lot of fun to look at. The Hereford steer came out of the English division. We talked him in class, and it still bothers me a touch, but that steer's front feet, surely, in my opinion, to suit me to a T, could be redesigned a little bit better, trued up on his front feet. I do think he's sounder behind and longer strided than the European steer. If you handle these cattle, to find the one that to me is the most market ready, the little Hereford steer, and even though both of these steers are pounds light in comparison to some of the other ones that we could have chosen to put out here, but in my opinion, it's like buying a car. The bigger and the more fancy you get, the more bells and whistles it ought to have on it, if you're going to pay for that. And so if you've got little ones, even though they're pounds light, and they look the part, and they're ready, and they're complete, and they're fat enough to be market cattle, then maybe that's what our goal ought to be anyway, regardless of size. Find the one that's ready to me. The little Hereford steer, in my opinion, such a great profile. He's good and immature in his neck. He's level and glued up tightly in the floor of his chest. His neck comes out on top of his blades, which makes his balance even more impressive. He's big in his rib cage. He's deep and soft and mature looking. Looks like a fat steer in his rear flank. And when you feel of him, you certainly realize that that Hereford is a few more days along in terms of his condition, being market ready. I know he's goofy on his front feet, but from there back, he's the best one. He's my choice, young man. Your Hereford steer is the champion.
Your grand champion steer, tag number 257, exhibitor 128, Braden, Bessire. Okay, I need tag number 248, exhibitor 121, Rowdy, Ramage.
Challenging. We work into a heavier weight when we bring our reserve champion English back in, and yet with it, I really like this steer in terms of his length of top, his length of front. You handle this steer, he too is one that's probably closer to being market ready than the young man's European steer, especially over his last two ribs. Shorthorn steer's just deeper and soggier through his middle. He's more fat steer look to him. I would say it's a challenge to make the Shorthorn steer surpass the black one in sheer muscle shape and thickness and power in the lower third of his quarter from his stifle down. I think the Shorthorn's just got enough. I think the black steer probably has more. And with that said, that's why it becomes a bit more challenging. Sure, we can change both of these cattle off their back legs. Black steer's a little stiff and rigid in his hock. Wants to round out of his hip because he's not so flexible in that regard. Shorthorn steer is one of those that's on the verge of being a little bit short-strided, and surely we can make that change and make a more comfortable choice. I think it's awfully close. When the young man gets his Shorthorn steer set with his head up and his feet comfortably under him, he has the advantage of deep sogginess and fat steer look. Close decision. Young man with that reserve English will be your reserve brand.
Your reserve grand champion steer goes to tag number 248, exhibitor 121, Rowdy, Ramage. Congratulations, Rowdy. Right now, I'll turn it over to Mr. Blaine Red.
Alrighty, in the steer showmanship, I think two young men kind of came to the top for me, but I'll go ahead and kind of brag on them for a little bit. Both of them, in my opinion, have done an extremely good job just steering the show, making sure their calf looked good, making sure his feet was set at all times. Did a really good job leading the calves as well. I guess I'll go ahead and start with the senior showman since he's a little bit older. And that's where that showman, in my mind, kind of excelled in terms of just getting his calf looking right at all times. And it was when he kind of pulled that calf to lead, and he would always make sure that he wasn't trying to, the calf wasn't getting ahead of him. He was always in control of the steer. Did a really nice job in that behalf, and that is contestant number 128. And then the junior showman, to follow him up, is another showman that did a really good job in terms of just having that steer right there where he needed to be to the best of his ability for the little guy's size. Does a really nice job for me. That's contestant 121. Young man, the senior, is going to go ahead and win that too. He did a really nice job for me in terms of just having that steer at 12 o'clock the whole time, so congratulations to you.
Rowdy Ramage, and your champion senior showman is exhibitor number 128, Braden Bessire, and your overall showman is exhibitor 128, Braden Bessire.
First place heifers in the ring. Tag number 1873, exhibitor 101, Addison Boehning. Class 102, I need tag number 2760, exhibitor 138. Class 103, I need tag number 2176, exhibitor 137. Class 104, I need tag number 2111, exhibitor 130. And in class 105, I need tag number 1762, exhibitor 129.
week at Fort Worth at the South Regional Show. These heifers are just phenomenal, very correct, very strong, very upstanding. It was a tough decision, no doubt. But I feel like the heifer that's going to win Grand Champion today, she's just has so much more strength in the front. Her shoulders are strong, they blend in very well, tremendous amount of dairiness throughout. Very upstanding heifer with a great set of feet and legs, and she's just a great heifer that I love to have in my dairy. And today the Grand Champion is going to be this heifer right here. And then the reserve champion heifer is going to be this white speckled heifer right here.
Your grand champion dairy heifer goes to tag number 1762, exhibitor 129, Abby Boehning. Reserve grand champion goes to tag number 2111, exhibitor 130, Triston Boehning. Congratulations, kids, you did an excellent job. We'd also like to thank our judge, Adam Wolf, Windthorst, Texas. Did a very outstanding job. Thank you, Abby, we appreciate it. Showmanship right quick, then we'll move into the goats, so goats be ready.
All right, in the dairy show, I thought as a whole, with every competitor that was in it, there was a very, very outstanding group of young people, and they did a phenomenal job, in my opinion, all the way through every one of them. And it comes down to just personal preference on who was in the right position at the right time and who had their heifer looking outstanding the whole entire time. I mean, some of you had a little bit of kinks every now and then with the heifer trying to get a little high-headed on you, perhaps. But I think that anything can be overcome on my behalf, and I still think that even with a few baubles here and there was still some outstanding showmanship that was brought forth with even an individual that might have had a bauble every now and then. But I'll go ahead and announce the junior and senior showmen. They're both young ladies, so I'm sorry for all you boys out there that I did that to y'all, because I kind of feel bad. Because my sister used to beat me a lot too, so if that makes you feel any better. But the junior showman is number 101, and the senior showman will be number 138. Alrighty, and then my overall award is going to actually go to the senior as well.
Your junior showman, exhibitor 101, Addison Boehning. And your senior showman is exhibitor 138, Miranda DeBruin, and the overall showman, exhibitor 138, Miranda DeBruin. Good job, kids.
Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause. It's nice to work with quality exhibitors and be able to evaluate quality livestock. No doubt this goat show started my day off well. I think these individuals here are very complimentary to the meat goat industry and certainly have the design. Certainly I think there's two out here that hit my hands really good and my eye really good as far as structurally and from the phenotypical side. I really do appreciate the cleanliness and the design of our first place goat. This young man's really working hard. He didn't show him in class, but no doubt there's still all those attributes that I liked in class. Our big tank here, that's what me and this guy decided he needed to be. Certainly has got a lot of muscle, a lot of substance. He's maybe just a little jammed up for me, but these two right here, I think certainly warrant a champion and a reserve champion. You'll be our champion and you'll be our reserve champion. Congratulations to both of you.
Okay, your grand champion goat goes to tag number 212, exhibitor 110, Gardner. Whoop. Hold up, 211, Gardner. That's tag number 211, but it's still Gardner. Okay, reserve grand goes to tag number 210, exhibitor 128, Braden, Bessire. Congratulations, guys. Okay, now we'll have the goat showmanship.
Alrighty, in the goat showmanship, I mean, showing goats and sheep, but you just got to be able to get your sheep and goats driving, you know. Get their, make sure their rack and loin is shown to the best of your ability. Make sure that your goat's set up good from the side at all times, giving the judge a real good profile view, the whole 9 yards. But in my mind, I mean, the senior division in this goat deal got really tough. I think there's only one of you seniors, so that was pretty easy for me to make my mind up on. The junior division, there's four outstanding applicants actually that could receive this, but I'm going to go ahead with the junior showman. And the young lady that's number 104 is going to be your champion junior showman. She just did a really nice job, in my opinion, of keeping her weather driving at all times. And then the senior showman will be number 128. Alrighty, and then for the overall showman, I'm going to go with the individual in my mind that might have got outmassed in terms of just muscle and power, but she still did a really nice job, in my opinion, of keeping her weather driving the whole entire time. Congratulations.
Okay, your junior showman, exhibitor 104, Cassidy Cage. Senior showman, exhibitor 128, Braden Bessire. Overall showman is your junior showman, 104, Cassidy Cage. Congratulations, kids, you did a good job. And reserves in the ring. That's tag 182, exhibitor 110. Tag 229, exhibitor 166. 637, exhibitor 157. 188, exhibitor 128. 179, exhibitor 149. In the ring, please. Come down here and work with these exhibitors, so let's give them a big round of applause. It's fun to see quality stock, but more so, it's fun to find exhibitors out here that work real hard, show you the courtesy to try to do the best that they can. Mom and Dad, y'all deserve a pat on the back as well. Y'all don't forget to do that. That's very important. It costs a lot to take care of you and these animals, but I assure you there's not a program in the world better than this one right here to develop good critical thinking skills, to develop leadership, to develop competition and responsibility, and I think those are the tributes that I valued most when I was teaching ag. It's been a pleasure. There's no doubt there's a pair in here that excel the rest. I made a comment a while ago that there's one of these that I wouldn't mind feeding. I still wouldn't mind feeding, but I think that there's others that I would like to feed now as we got to this breed. Your grand champion today will be the heavyweight or your champion medium wool, and the reserve grand will be your reserve medium wool. Congratulations, boys. Outstanding job. Congratulations to the other exhibitors as well. Okay, your grand champion lamb is shown by, is tag number 179, shown by exhibitor 149, Logan Meiwes. Congratulations, Logan. Your reserve grand champion, tag 188, exhibitor 128, Braden Bessire. Good job, Braden. Okay, now we're going to do sheep showmanship. Now I'll give it back to Mr. Red.
Alrighty, I guess I didn't give my little, I can go ahead and give a little spill. I guess I want to talk to all you kids that have participated today. Mainly, I've had the opportunity to judge a bunch of shows and since I've been in college, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've raised bears since I was a freshman in college, I guess, but it's something about not winning today and showmanship. Finally, last weekend was our county show, and everything kind of got put into perspective for me, and I remembered why I care so much about this industry and care so much about the organizations and all that. I've got since me and my buddies, they've bred hogs together since I was a freshman. We've all graduated now, and we've got a set of little bitty 9-year-olds, and our oldest one is 11. And the little young lady that's 11 she's extremely cute. She's a little dark-headed girl that is extremely sweet. So I love helping these kids. And her little brothers are the same exact way. One of them's red-headed, he looks mean, but he's a real sweet little kid too. And I was talking to him all the other day, and the little girl, I felt real bad after junior showmanship because she didn't win it. And I met her back at the pen because I was expecting her to be crying. And the little girl, I looked at her and I was all, Macy, I was all, don't be down on yourself because truly I think you won today. She looked at me and she said, the judge looked at me last, so I think I'm second. And that touched me pretty good, and I felt good about it. And so that basically what I'm trying to tell you is, you might not have won today in showmanship, but don't give up on it. I mean, you got 28 years left, and just keep driving. Even if you are a senior, this is going to teach you so much, just in general and going to college. And if you want to be in the agriculture industry or any industry that you're going to be in, it's going to teach you things that you would have never thought you would have ever experienced before. And it'll just dawn on you one day. But congratulations to everybody. And I'd like to give all the young exhibitors a big round of applause at this time. Alrighty, but back to the sheep showmanship. In my mind, there's 2 individuals that came out here today. Specifically, both of them, in my mind, they had the weathers and views looking great from the side when it was time to profile them. Got them driving good. Their rack and loin looked phenomenal from where I was sitting. Profile was always jet level. I liked the way the boys showed a lot. The junior showman's going to be number 110, and your senior showman is number 149. Between the 2 of them, I'm going to go ahead and select the overall champion. But in my mind, you did a phenomenal job today. Both of you boys did. So take nothing away from you or any of the other sheep exhibitors. But congratulations. You did a great job.
For the Jimmy Dale Black Award, our senior showman, Logan Meiwes, has already won the award, so that makes him ineligible. We have to drop down and we'll pick up another one. And the winner is exhibitor number 166. Exhibitor 166, Lindsay. Exhibitor 166, you will be in the Jimmy Dale Black Drive tomorrow morning. Okay? Congratulations.
Just like any other market animal. They have to have body length, depth, they have to fill out to their body, and they have to have the correctness of structure. That's what I'm looking at today. Your first place rabbit has a good arch to it. It's filled out. It's filling out well as far in its loin area, and its depth of body is equal to its width. Our second place rabbit's the same. He's just a little bit thinner in structure. Then we get down to our second and third place rabbits. If you will look at them, they're flat. They don't have the depth of body to go with their structure. Now, my little Dutch here is a nice little rabbit. Today I had to knock him on the fact that he has a genetic problem called malocclusion. That is, if you notice, I check his teeth. His teeth do not meet. He eventually will discontinue being able to eat. and he cannot continue life without you cutting his teeth. This rabbit should never be bred. He's a great little pet and everything. But that is a genetic down trait that you have to look for in rabbits, because again, eventually as he gets older, he will not be able to eat unless the owners trim his teeth. Other than that, he would, because it is a genetic problem, he actually is marked. He is actually, in Europe, Dutch are a meat breed. In the States, they are judged on their markings. This little rabbit has exceptional markings. If he would not have had the malocclusion, he probably would have won the class. And so, but unfortunately, it's just a genetic thing that I want these kids to know and look for, because that is something you need to know when you go purchase your breeding animals or your livestock animals. They're just like any other stock. They've got to be producing animals, and this little bunny cannot produce. So anyway, other than that, that's how I see this class, and I hope I've explained how I've placed it for y'all. Thank you.
Participant of the FFA organization, and here he displayed good leadership and involvement. For his efforts, he held several honors and office. After his high school years, he still displayed a great concern for the betterment of the achievements of others in FFA. When his son, Tim Black, was high school age, he carried on the tradition of Black competitiveness and followed in his father's footsteps. Due to the time, effort, and hard work, Jimmy Dale contributed to the FFA organization. After his death, many of his friends, relatives, and people he had helped decided to repay him by donating money to buy a plaque in memory of his efforts. This was begun in 1973, and today the tradition of the award is still carried on by the Boehning County Junior Livestock Show Board, showing that his dedication toward outstanding achievement is still remembered through the concern and characters of the Muleshoe community. The Jimmy Dale Black Award is one of the highest awards given at the Boehning County Stock Show, and is given annually to a young person who demonstrates exceptional ability and showmanship at the local show. It represents a continuation of excellence by youth exhibiting their livestock projects at the local show or at major shows throughout the state. Okay, here we go. The Jimmy Dale Black Award Drive, Sheep Division. Anytime. everybody line up in a straight line in the middle of the arena, please.
Alrighty, it was a lot of fun yesterday just watching every one of you show up. I'm kind of in a pickle right now. One of y'all answers a species question that you don't show, and the other one answers a species question that you didn't get here showing. And that's challenging because there's two of you that kind of come to the front, and there's three of you that in about a year, you're gonna be in the same position. So, I don't know, in my opinion, all five of y'all did an outstanding job yesterday just showing your individual species all the way from the hog showman, the sheep showman, the goat showman, the dairy cattle, the beef cattle showman. Every one of y'all did an excellent job in my opinion, or you wouldn't be standing here in this ring right now. So I commend you all for y'all's hard work and effort that y'all put towards y'all's projects for not only this year, but every year that it's taken y'all to get here, and for the years to come that y'all are going to keep doing this. But in my opinion, there was one of y'all that just, even when you weren't showing the species that you're probably the most comfortable with, you acted so just calm, cool, and collected. You always were in the right place at the right time. You acted like it didn't even faze you that you were showing an animal that you might not have got here in this ring by showing, which amazes me in the aspect that it takes a lot of just heart to want to do that and make it to where you look so successful like any animal that you're judging. I also want to commend y'all because at WT we do kind of the same thing in the showing deal, but the deal is our ag ed class, we're all the coaches, and the freshman animal science kids are our students. And for those of you that know a lot about the hog industry, there's a young lady named Sierra Stevens. Her dad's really one of the top hog breeders in the state probably, but I got fortunate enough to have her on my team, so we won the hog showmanship in a drove, and she had never showed a sheep before in her life. And Nathan Carr judged it for us. He came up there and then he put a twist on it. He walked around to the other side of the sheep while they were leading around in a circle. So every one of us ag ed kids that are climbing fences, yelling at our students, and I might have been the most competitive at doing that. And I was yelling at her, get on the other side, get on the other side. Well, I would have thought that most kids would have just went ahead and switched hands with its head and went around the front end of the sheep. No. She went around the back end of the sheep trying to hold him with one arm outstretched, and that sheep just goes boom, and he's gone. And I'm like, well, there went our showmanship day. Yep, that's pretty terrible. I don't know who taught her to do that. And luckily, she still ended up being the reserve overall showman that day. I was like, man, I guess I probably should have coached that. So I actually look at it as my flaw. And I commend all y'all for not doing that, even though some of y'all don't even show sheep, because that was pretty funny for everybody to watch. I mean, it would have been funny today, but congratulations for not having that flaw. But it was an honor to do this and an honor to be here, and I'll go ahead and pick a champion.